Alright, Shalom. Kal halal la Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Kudash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, peace and salutations to you, brothers, pushing the word in sincerity and truth. Alright, Lord willing, this one will be quick. Just want to touch on this topic right here, because there's been a demon going around for a long time, jumping on men and pulling them out of the truth, ultimately coming from the angels on the left-hand side, right? That's their job, right? Because many are waxing worse, man, because they're not sticking to what they were taught, right? They are teaching to be seen or, pretty much out of their own belly. They're not coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, right? So there's been a lot of men that have been teaching the hell doctrine. Gentiles can be saved. Other nations can be saved. To say it in a better way. And many other false doctrines, right? Because ultimately they are false prophets. Unless they come back to what they were taught and stay on that path, right? So let me see what I got here first. Let me start at Hebrews chapter 13. And it reads, remember them which have the rule over you. Right, so it's always important to remember who Yahweh Shai gave you the truth through. Because it's important to follow those men. Because if it woke you up in the first place, right, why now should you change it? You know what I mean? So ultimately these men can't change, do anything about it, because the Lord is the one that's, giving them up to this type of mindset. But for edification's sake, it's good to point it out. So, continuing, who have spoken unto you the words of God, right? Whose faith followed. It didn't say their words. It says they would speak unto you the words of God. So from the apostles on down, who I believe and other men believe to be the men of the Lord, you're supposed to follow the words that they teach. Obviously, through the Spirit, you look if everything lines up with the scriptures, obviously, but they are the ones that the Lord has given the Spirit to pass on to you, because it's not their doctrine. Even Yahweh Shai said that it's not even his doctrine, it's his Father's, but it comes down. So from Yahweh down to Yahweh Shai down to apostles on down, right? And it says, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation. Yahweh Shai, the same yesterday and today forever, right? So you can't be changing doctrines, man. It's a demon. It's very scary. And Lord willing, it doesn't happen to any of you sincere men, man, or myself. Ultimately, we can't do anything about it, but pray about it, right? Verse 9 says, this was the point, be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines, right? So don't be carried away with different type of doctrines, man. Strange doctrines that you haven't been taught. You've been taught the opposite, but now you're teaching the other way around, because all of a sudden you're this profound top teacher. Now you have all the answers, right? That's not how it works. Most Yahweh Shai is not going to leapfrog elders that he has put in this faith for 40 years to just give it to you over them. That's not how it works, man. So your peace, even the elders in the camps, man, they look out for your best interests. You may not see it, and every man has a different type of personality, but it's all in the order and the spirit. You gotta always remember. But going back to the doctrine, man, like, a lot of men are waxing worse, man. A lot of men have different doctrines in their head that they're saying, oh, it's like this. They don't see it. So on and so forth. But in reality, man, you should be sticking to what you were taught. because that's what brought you in, and that's what's been lifting you up and changing you and molding you in the man that you are. So all of a sudden you just know this new breakdown, and you got it now, and the elders don't got it. It's not how it works, man. It says, for it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats. Yeah, because they're choking on the meat, right? It wasn't fully digested. Now they're vomiting it up. They're throwing up. They're puking. They're puking out the meat that you know, they were fed. Because they don't fully believe. They weren't persuaded in their own minds. It was ultimately taken from them, right? Which have not profited them that have been occupied therein, right? Yeah, so that's the point there. Let me see what else I have here. I got let me start. This is Romans chapter 10, and it reads, it says, chapter 10, verse 3, for they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh. So they haven't fully submitted themselves unto everything that Yahweh Shemel Shai has set out. So that's why they have been pulled away, right? But the righteous, verse 4, for Yahushua is the end of the law for the righteousness to everyone that believeth. Verse 5, for Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth these things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of the faith speaketh unwise, saith not thine heart, whom ascended in heaven, that is to bring down Yahushua from above. Wait, is that a point? No, I don't think that was a point. Let me see. Nah, let me hold off on this one. I think this is a wrong precept. I can get it. I think I have it here in the blue letter. Yeah, this is 2 Timothy chapter 3. And let me start as 13. And it says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Because ultimately Yahweh Shemel Shai deceived these type of men, right? And they're pushing out deceiving doctrines, deceiving others, right? And it will catch the ones that are not of the elect, because the elect cannot be deceived. But these men, Salak, have been deceived, man. Let me just go in that word, a couple of these words here. Deceived, right? So deceived, to cause to stray, to lead astray, to lead aside from the right way, because they're on the left-hand way, right? They're not on the right way. To lead away from the truth, to lead into error, to deceive, right? So they're deceivers. They're ultimately false prophets, right? Where was I? And it says, but to continue down the things which thou hast learned, verse 14, 2 Timothy chapter 3, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them from, right? As I mentioned earlier, like you learned them from the apostles on down. Why are you changing it now? Why are you not just, holding your peace and believing in what you have believed? Why are you changing it? All of a sudden it's wrong? Nah, man, fight that demon. Just keep going and having faith, man. And focusing on the things that matter. The grace that we have given, the faith, the believing in the right doctrine. And just holding on to that, man. Not thinking, that's not it. Like, trying to be too deep. Trying to be seen, on camera and doing all that shit. Me personally, man, I like to hold my peace. Because it's a dangerous thing, man. Like, it's this is all supposed to be edifying and through the Spirit. It's not of yourself. It doesn't matter about us. The scriptures already tell us that Yahweh Shema Shai can rise up stones to do what we do, right? So always remember that, man. Changing shit, changing doctrines and stuff that you're taught. It's scary. And it says, and that from a child that was known the Holy Scriptures, right? Because we're children coming into this truth, man. And we're taught the Scriptures. And ultimately we knew from our past lives, right? Which are able to make the wise unto salvation through the faith which is in Yahweh Shai. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, man. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. But you have evil men waxing worse and worse. Let me get John 7. I was quoting this earlier, and it says, Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. The doctrine comes from Yahweh down to Yahushua, because Yahushua is the word down to the men of the Lord, starting from the apostles on down, as we believe. He, if any man will do his will, he shall know the doctrine, right? So when you're doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, you'll be speaking the right doctrine. You'll be on one accord. You'll be one. As the scripture says, I and the Father are one. So are we one with Yahweh Shema Shai? Whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. And that's what they're doing when they're teaching these seducing doctrine, these hell doctrines, these everybody can be saved doctrines, you name it, man. But he that seeketh his glory, that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. Here's the next point. Verse 19, did not Moses give you the law, yet none of you keepeth the law? Why go about to kill me? Right. So the doctrine has been passed down to the apostles, down to many men, and they went astray, they went left. Let me see what I got here. I'll just close, Lord willing. So this is 1 Timothy, and I'll start at verse 3, and it says, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of Yahushua, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doing about questions and strife of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, and evil surmising. Let me get that word here. 1 Timothy 6. It was verse. Let me just see what that word means, man. Because they're proud. It's ultimately, pride. Pride puffeth up. Now you think you know something, man. Why you want to be seen so much, bro? No, I really give me the word. Let me get that word in the etymon. Okay. Accuse, allegation. Okay. He was surmising because A lot of these men like accuse the men of the Lord in an evil way, man. They're accusing them of um, accusing them falsely, right? So let me continue. And it says, perverse disputing of men of corrupt minds, destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. Because even men like the men in Sakari and stuff like that, there's a lot of evil spirits there, man, because a lot of pride, and they thinking that the gain is godliness, and oh, you're dwindling. No. There's many brothers that teach the same doctrine as the brothers in GMS. It's not about camps. It's about the doctrine. There's many so-called affiliates, right? It's all about the doctrine, bro. At the end of the day, like, that's all it's gonna matter. It doesn't matter if you're your Umbrella Academy, if you're double-edged swords or whatever you want to call yourselves. It's all about the doctrine, man. When shit hits the fan. It says, yeah, from such withdraweth thyself. Because, as I said, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. But verse 6, but godliness with contentment is great gain, right? So you should be content with what you have been taught as well, bringing it back to that. Like, you shouldn't be seeking, it's got to be more. Bro, you got brought out of this wicked world with the word. Why are you then now changing the doctrine, man? It's scary. You need to repent, you know? Let me pull this out, and Lord willing, that will be it. I always pull this out. It's 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8, and it says, now as Jannes and Jambres, or Jannes and Jambres, withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, reprobates concerning the faith, man. And that's ultimately what a lot of men have turned out to be. And I pray that doesn't happen to me or any brother that I've met in this truth, man. Sincerely say that. Not standing the test, not approved, right? So ultimately they fail, because all of these things that we go through in the truth too is a test, man. You know, and sometimes men don't deal with it properly. They just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own shit. I'm gonna go teach my own doctrine. But Lord willing, that was edifying, man. As always, just want to give all praises to our powers, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Shalom.